Welcome back. A mineral supplement program can make a big difference to your operation's bottom line. We had a chance to catch up with Dr. Lee Dickerson from Purina Feed and Rob Singleton of Three Trees Ranch in Georgia to learn more.
Rob, you're a cow-calf producer. Been working for Three Trees for a long time. As you think about a mineral program, what do you look for in a good mineral program?
Well, Lee, I think the important things to me are, can I justify the input cost?
Sure.
Am I going to get a return on my investment?
Right.
Secondly, I want to know that that mineral is formulated to my program.
Right.
Will it meet my forage and feed supply? Is it formulated to meet what I want to do with my program, with my operation? And thirdly, will it meet any special situations I might have? For example, here at Three Trees Ranch, we run a pretty intensive embryo transplant program.
Right.
And quite honestly, it doesn't make any difference what my nutrition is or what my genetics are. If my mineral program is not in balance, it won't work. We can't get cows to cycle, to synchronize, or to get bred.
Right.
And lastly, and certainly not least, I want to know that I can deliver this mineral in a form that it will maintain its integrity in the feeder.
Right.
You know, will my cattle consume this mineral 365 days a year, no matter what the weather condition?
Yeah, all of those are good questions, and for sure, if they don't eat it, we're done. I mean, it's got to be a mineral that they will consume. So let's go back and address those different things. Let's first talk about the cow requirements for mineral, right, and then we'll talk about forage, etc. Cows, for sure, and especially in an embryo transfer program, or it doesn't make any difference, regular AI program or just natural service program. Cows need a consistent mineral program. Right. There are about 14 different essential minerals that cattle need. The macro minerals would be those in percent. Those are the things like calcium, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, and those that are in parts per million. They don't need a whole lot of it, but they need it consistently. Those are the trace minerals or micro minerals. Those would be copper, selenium, zinc, manganese, cobalt, those kind of things. And those things need to be delivered on a consistent basis. If they're not in your whole total program, your grass, your hay, your total feed program, as well as your mineral program, you can have some significant negative effects to overall performance. You'll have a reduction in estrus. You'll have a reduction in conception rates. Right. Milk flow won't be right, Rob. You'll have calves that will get sick on you. All those things are really negatives associated with not having a consistent program that meets mineral requirements for cows. Forages. Forages, you know, they start good, vegetative stage, right, but as they mature, not only their protein and energy availability and nutrient profile goes down, but the mineral profiles go down.
That's right.
Calcium, phosphorus, potassium, the trace minerals, all of those begin to decrease, and 9 times out of 10, that coincides when the cow's requirements are starting to go up.
Exactly.
So as forage declines in quality, minerals decline in quality, and cow need 60 to 90 days before calving's going up, and then after calving, when they're lactating, it's really high.
That's right.
So we've got decreasing quality forage generally when cow need is going up. We also have differences among forage bases. One pasture may be at a different stage of maturity. You may have a different soil profile, right, that provides different levels of those minerals to the grass that the cows then consume, or hay that you harvest. You may fertilize different between pastures. So the combination of all that tells us that we've got to deliver a mineral program that coincides with the protein and energy we also provide for the cow on a regular basis.
We're not only concerned about our return, but we're very much concerned about the customers we service.
Sure.
How can a commercial cow-calf man that we sell bulls to make a complete mineral program pay for him?
It's got to not only work for you all, being in the breeding stock piece of this thing, but also for the commercial cow-calf man.
Right.
The whole nutritional program has to be driven to ensuring that we deliver a mineral program that's consistent, a protein and energy system that's consistent to the cow on a year-round basis. We've got to target as we've talked on many occasions,
Right.
A 6 body condition score cow when we are going to calve, no less than a 5.5 to 6 when we turn a bull in, AI or ET, and no less than a 5 when we wean. Data shows that when phosphorus is deficient versus being there and at the complete need of the cow, that when that full need of the phosphorus is met for the cow, that you can actually see as much as a 24 percentage unit increase in calves weaned per cow exposed.
Right.
Okay, and about a 50-pound increase in weaning weight alone. That's just if phosphorus is deficient and then brought up to par. Now, let's do some economics, because I'm driven by, do we make money on this?
You bet.
Let's assume that it costs a cow-calf producer around $30 a year for a mineral program, give or take $5. If phosphorus has been deficient in his program, and all you pick up is a 7% increase in weaned calves, and half of that weaning weight we talked about before that the data said, 25 pounds, and your mineral cost is $30 a head, net after you pay for the mineral, gives that producer $15 a head net return.
The next thing, big concern I would have, is this mineral going to maintain its integrity in the feeder?
We've done a lot of research on mineral forms as well as mineral ingredients. Mineral ingredients to make sure we're delivering ones that are highly bioavailable to the animal, and form to know what type of form gave us the most consistent level of intake. We actually looked at three different types or forms. One was a pelleted mineral, one was a granular mineral, which is in our Wind and Rain mineral today, and one was the regular meal type mineral. And what we found out is that we got the most consistent and the right levels of intake, somewhere between 2.5 to 4.5 ounces a head a day, with the granular form. And so that is the mineral we produced. Intake is extremely important for a couple of reasons, not only for 365 to meet those needs for optimal performance, but you've got things at certain times of the year, like early in the spring, you've got a grass tetany situation,
Right.
that we may need to get an increased level of magnesium in them. Magnesium is not very palatable, so it better be the right type of ingredient and in the right form to get consistent intake. Another time of year is during the fly season.
That's right.
We go to, April and
You bet.
through the summer and early fall when flies are a problem. We've got to be able to deliver IGR in a consistent basis, or insect growth regulator in a consistent basis. We can do that in the Wind and Rain mineral with the granular formulation that we have in there. The final thing is, and you mentioned it, weather. Well, what we found in this granular formulation, that especially if there are just a few holes in the bottom of the mineral feeder where the water can sift down through this granular formulation in Wind and Rain, that even if it gets wet, cows will go back up and they'll muzzle it, or you can kick it, or you can hit it with your hand, and it'll go back into a granular form, so you don't have near the waste that you would have had previously when it just sets up in that meal formulation.
Lee, we do know from the years of using the Purina Wind and Rain mineral that it does maintain its integrity in the feeder, and it's worked for us.
Well, Rob, I'm real glad to hear that. I believe that we put that form together that allows you to get that consistent intake and drive all the things that we discussed. But you know what? We got to go to work. Let's go see if we can go over here and score these cows and finish the rest of the day with the bulls.
You bet. Let's go.
Thank you.
Dr. Dickerson says the bottom line is that a strong mineral program can be beneficial to both your cattle's nutritional needs and your operation's bottom line.